Brushed up against Ron Cricky. His car has bitten into the clay, and poor old Skip Jackson nowhere to go. Over he goes. Let's hope the damage isn't too serious. They're back out for the restart, and Ryan Farrell will lead them away. Single file this will be, and 6 laps is the journey ahead of them. Ron Cricky sitting back in 4th place in that field at the moment. Farrell will be the man who wants to get off the mark quickly. He sets the pace here. They start in the back straight. He's really holding them up. Perovic held up behind him, lost a bit of ground, as did Migro, and Farrell gets away once again.
Yeah, great to see as young Ryan Farrell leads Perovic in 2nd place, Migro in 3rd place, and then Ron Cricky back in 4th as they come into turn 4. 5 laps to go, and Ryan Farrell looks like he's on fire at the moment.
Well, isn't he doing a great job once again? Already one heat under the cuff there, and he's going to take another one by the look at this stage of the game, because he's actually getting further away as they come down once again into the main straight.
So Farrell it is, who's running sub 14.5-second laps at the moment. That is a very, very good time. 14.32 that last one. Perovic is keeping up the same sort of lap times, but Farrell got such a fly from that start that Perovic is still going to make up another 60 metres.
Well, in 3rd place coming through there is Gavin Migro having a bit of a charge there, but they're certainly not going to catch them flying. Ryan Farrell out there in the lead, doing it nicely, using the full track out there where Angel's Beard and Red sets the car up once again, down through Foulhouse and boots it down the back straight. Have a look at this guy go, Ryan Farrell. He is certainly charging here tonight at Claremont Speedway.
Coming down to get the white flag, 1 lap to go for Ryan Farrell. Could it be 2 heat starts and 2 clear wins? Looks like it's going to be. Dad John will be in the pits and will be really happy about this. This is a terrific start to the evening for young Ryan Farrell. 2 heats and 2 wins. In 2nd place, Marty Perovic. 3rd place is Ron Cricky in the 95 car, and the time for the last 6 laps was 1 minute 26.8 seconds. This is heat 6, 8 laps the journey once again. Inside of the front row is Pino Priolo. Outside him is Darren Jensen, who's been racing in the States, the Queenslander. Number 11, Peter Murphy, interesting character from New South Wales, but has had some great success in the United States over the last few years. Best result by any Australian in the old World of Outlaw series. Priolo it is, and Haywood, Brad Haywood, a former winner of this series in 1992, but Priolo, who's got a heat win under his belt, heads off Haywood going into turn number 4 the first time.
Well, great to see Pino going very well indeed as he comes up the main straight with Haywood back in 2nd spot.
Well, it's pretty busy back there in 2nd, 3rd and 4th place, but Pino's the man at this stage of the game. Already 1 win under his belt, doing it nicely. Heavy traffic back there in 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th place. And we're looking for the American somewhere to come through. He's the man. Johnny Shots will be coming through there very shortly, but still leading there is Pino Priolo, service station owner and a regular competitor in New South Wales as well. Goes over there every Saturday night to race. Once again doing the JOB as he goes round into the turn number 2 and down the back straight up. Leaps 100 metres, working those wheels, front wheels very, very well, and a nice line as he comes down the main straight once again.
You can see then the gap between Priolo and the 2nd place guy to Haywood. Behind Haywood is Darren Jensen and Trevor Green. Before you get to the American Donny Shots it was who won round 1 in Kalgoorlie, but he's got a lot of ground to make up if he's going to get anywhere near Pino Priolo, who is into his 3rd last lap of this heat and possibly his 2nd heat win tonight, Ross.
Well, have a look at this. The boys, the WA boys, have really got their teeth into it. We've seen Ryan Farrell do the job, and now we've got Pino Priolo doing the job. I tell you what, it's going to make an exciting finish here at the World Series Sprintcars, but once again, it's Pino coming around into the main straight, doing a nice line, and 1 lap to go here at Claremont Speedway, and he's got this shot to pieces as he goes down. I tell you what, he's about a 1/4 of a lap ahead of the rest of the field. Comes down through past the timing tower, out to the last time into turn 4 and takes the 2nd flag. What a great drive there from Pino Priolo.
So Priolo takes his 2nd heat win tonight ahead of Haywood and Darren Jensen from Queensland in 3rd place. And that is a fantastic start by the young fella. Well, he's not so young anymore, is he, Pino? He's over 40 now. He's almost an old bloke like us.
He's got navvies too, mate.
Pino Priolo driving for Yale Budget Forklifts and Castrol Oils. 2 wins from 2 heats. The Italian stallion will be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, absolutely great. You know, we didn't have the car set right early on in the night. I've left the car, the track's dialed in to come to my car rather than me chase the track. So, you know, it's a stepping stone. We're pretty fast, but still a long way to go. You know, feature race, 18 laps, or 18 cars, I should say, 30 laps. Anything could happen, but we've got the car set nice. Just a couple of little minor changes now, and I think we should be up there, and hopefully we can get a podium finish.
So they're off and racing in a 10-lap heat for the late model sedans. Big field here, Luke Halliday and Brad Blake, who had the front running. Behind them were Brad Ludlow and Ryan Halliday. Todd Schroyer and Ron Miller, both from the USA. And as they come through to end the first lap, it's that man, Brad Blake, from a great racing family, who holds down 1st place ahead of Brad Ludlow in 2nd.
Well, of course, you've got Brad Blake, a man that's been around these cars for a long, long time, knows how to build them and certainly knows how to drive one. He's putting on a great demonstration of driving one of these big monsters around here at Claremont Speedway. Left-hand drive, as I said. The big advantage of these cars is you can actually buy these in America and bring them out here and race them. It's a new division that's only been racing here in Western Australia for 2 years.
And Ross, they're very fast. And you see Todd Schroyer now get up into 2nd place in the blue car. But at the moment, Brad Blake has got the full length of the main straight lane ahead in 1st place.
Well, Todd Schroyer, of course, the Terminator as he's known, will be trying to terminate this run from Brad Blake in car number 1.
And speaking of terminating, Brad Ludlow has been terminated. He's rolled out of power and is on the infield. So it's Brad Blake in the number 1 car for AJN and doing it very, very cleanly down the back straight.
Well, of course, this car's prepared by Alan Nolander. He's been around Speedway racing from the year dot as well, knows how to prepare a motor car, and it certainly shows as he goes down through Foul House once again, down the main straight, and has got about a 50-metre lead from the American at this stage of the game. Todd Schroyer, the Terminator, in 2nd place, but it's Brad Blake's race as he comes down the main straight once again.
So Schroyer and the fellow American, you can see him there in the white car, just coming into the back straight. Ron Miller, the professor, they're not making any ground at this stage, though, on Brad Blake. As I said, he comes from a great racing pedigree, Con.
Yes, he does. And his father was twice Australian V8 Super Sedan champion, and this young kid's been an Australian modified street sedan champion, so they're pretty well credentialed, Ross.
Whoa, and there's a bit of a wheel lift there from the American once again. The Americans seem to have the cars to be able to lift that front wheel. Our cars seem to be more stable on the track, but these Americans certainly know how to drive. They drive nearly every night of the week in America, but it's still our man out in the lead, the Australian leading, Brad Blake. In fact, the West Australian, I tell you what, the West Aussies are doing pretty well here at Claremont Speedway tonight. Brad Blake coming down to take the flag. 1 lap to go here at Claremont Speedway.
And have a look at him too. You saw him in close-up through the cockpit then. He looks very, very comfortable. The left-hand drive configuration also makes it more comfortable for the drivers racing in the anti-clockwise direction on these very tight tracks. And he comes through now to take the checkered flag. A very, very good win. He's completed the 10 laps in 2:54.09. Schroyer in 2nd place and Williams in 3rd.
Oh, the car's going fantastic. Alan Nylander's built me a great race car, and my crew's worked very hard during the week. We've been trying to catch these Americans for a couple of weeks now, so we're trying to get a bit more out of our car, and yeah, we're really happy with the way it's going.
They are off and racing. And it looks like car number 9, John Purser, doing the job as he leads the field through the first turn. Bit of ducking and diving as they try to sort themselves out, but it's John Purser and car number 9 leading them down for the first time as he comes down past the timing marker. John Purser doing a great job there. The rest of the field starting to spread out already.
John Purser from Shark Bay, Ross. Now, you've been to Shark Bay recently. I think you saw these guys race up there.
Well, I certainly did, and actually I had a bit of a race, but I didn't realise that you weren't allowed to bash into people, and they got quite upset about it.
Typical rally drive.
Yeah. Well, actually, John Purser's not doing it at the moment. He's doing a good job.
You're more than welcome to crash into people, but I think they prefer it if you use your own car.
Well, that probably was the problem. John Purser doing a pretty good job out there at this stage of the game as they come through for about 5 laps to go here at Claremont Speedway. Mark Bowen in car 0 is in second place, but the field is sort of pretty tightly bunched up there in 3rd, 4th and 5th place. But it's still for John Purser, car number 9, doing the JOB as he comes round. Oh, there's a boy starting a bit of a touch there. Bit of sign writing job probably needs to be done.
Greg Freeman was the WA champion up in 3rd place, but it's Purser, the man from Shark Bay, had a long way to come to race here tonight, and he's doing a fantastic job.
Well, it's Purser then back to car 0, but have a look at Freeman. Freeman's going to make the inside run. This guy is a legend in this division. Freeman wins nearly every race here at Claremont Speedway in this particular division. As they come down once again, the 3 cars are locked together as they come down with 3 laps to go here at Claremont Speedway. It's still Purser, but have a look at this. Freeman's having the big challenge. He's thrown down the gauntlet. He's going to go for an inside run. Will he make it? Yes, he's got him. It looks like as they come down them. Oh, look at that. The power of that car, eh?
He's a very determined man, Ross. In fact, he drives a speedway car like he used to drive a rally car.
Well, it's Freeman at the moment, but Purser's thrown back the challenge. Hey, it's a good race here. 1 lap to go here at Claremont Speedway, and it's Freeman. Purser throwing back the challenge, and car 0 is in 3rd place. There's car number 5, and as they are spread out behind the rest of the field, but as they come back down, as they come out of the final turn, car number 9 is going to take it. No, sorry, Freeman has taken it, of course. Then John Purser in car number 9.
Ross 2:26.11, and yet another race record here tonight. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. The track must be absolutely fantastic.
We're into the serious stuff. This is the Trophy Dash, the top 6-point qualifiers. This will determine the starting positions, the first 3 rows for the feature race tonight. Donny Schatz on the inside of the front row, and the top point scorer, Brooke Tatnell from New South Wales, outside him. Then Ron Cricky, Brad Haywood from New South Wales, Pino Priolo and Jamie Maiolo. The Italian back row, Brooke Tatnell, the Phantom, gets away on the start. Leaves the American, the 24-year-old from Mino, North Dakota, in second place. Tatnell, who qualified very well in the time trials before this event tonight, and Donny Schatz, who also qualified well. They're looking for the front row of the grid on the main feature race.
Well, this is, of course, very important for these guys because you need to be out of the traffic for the main as they come around into turn number 4. It's Brooke Tatnell doing the JOB, and right behind him is Schatz. But Schatz' car doesn't seem to be going as well as he did in Kalgoorlie. He won that quite convincingly 3 nights ago. Round 1, of course, in the World Series Sprintcars. But here comes the American. He's going to have a go at him.
I don't think they'll worry too much about first or second, as long as they've got the front row. The main event is a 30-lap feature. That's going to be a war of real attrition.
Well, 30 laps here at Claremont Speedway is a long way. And we've only got 2 laps to go here in this 6-lap dash. And it's still the car number 8 with the American trying to have a bit of a go. It's still Tatnell doing the job as he comes round into turn 4 once again. And 1 lap to go here as they go past the flag man with the flag. And the American's having a challenge on the inside. Have a look at this, plenty of action. They can throw a blanket over them as they go down for the last time into turn 3. Is he going to do it? And Tatnell's going for the inside front. No, it's going to be Tatnell. Then back to the American. And then comes through is Ron Criggy into 3rd place. What a great race. I tell you what, Dave, this is going to be plenty of action here for the main. These guys are on fire.
Well, Brooke Tatnell is a dual World Series Sprint Car champion. He won this event in 1994-95 and backed up in 95-96. He is an all-time leader in the number of heats and features won in this event. And as I say, he is a dual champion. 94, 95, 95, 96. He now has the number 1 position on the grid for the feature race tonight over 30 laps. This is the B main race. The drivers who didn't automatically qualify for the feature race tonight. First 2 in this field will qualify for the feature at the back row. Max Dumsney from Victoria has pole position. He has never won a feature race at Claremont Speedway despite all his fantastic titles. Chaz Calandro from South Australia in the Castrol car outside him. Looks like he might be able to grab the early lead, but Dumsney says no.
Dumsney's been around for a long time as well, has been racing here at Claremont Speedway many, many times. And this could be his big night because he's doing very nicely at this stage of the game in car number 5 as they come down the back straight once again.
Yep, we'll have some work to do. If he wins this, as I said, first and second will go to the back row of the main race, which is another 30 laps. So second place at the moment still Chaz Calandro. In third place is Gavin Migro from Western Australia. The gas man hasn't had a lot of luck in this event this evening. Neither have any of the drivers in this field. That's why they're competing in the race they call the B main. Only 2 from this will qualify for the feature. It's still Max Dumsney leading it. It's a race over 12 laps, and they have 7 to run.
Well, Max is doing it nicely as he comes down. They're using half-track high. Dips down a little bit wide there, but seems to know, and he does know the track very, very well. But Chad Calandro from car number 33 sitting in there in second place. Starting to challenge a bit now, but Max is a man that's been, as I said, been around a long time, knows how to place himself. He is desperate to get into the main because that's where the points are. But he's doing a good job here, knows how to drive it, and certainly driving a nice controlled race. Max Dumsey, he comes down once again into the main straight. Chaz Calandro behind him, and then Gavin Migro, the gas man in car number 7. Back to the race leader as they come down past the timing marker. It's still Max Dumsey in car number 5. Chaz Calandro right on his hammer as they set up the car once again down through Fowl House. It is still Max Dumsey and getting closer. Looks like Calandro. 3-5 both bump. Here I comes, there's Calandro.
And these 2 blokes, if they know how much ground they've got on Gavin Migro, they're not going to tussle for first. They just want to get through safely. And with just 1.5 laps to go, you'd have to say that Dumsney and Calandro are bound for the main feature race over 30 laps. Max Dumsney, as I said, has never won a feature race at Claremont Speedway. He's got the white flag now. He leads Chaz Calandro from South Australia a long way back to Gavin Migro of Perth in third place. And it's Dumsney who will come through and take the checkered flag, and with Chaz Calandro of South Australia, win themselves a place in the final over 30 laps with the main qualifiers. The time for the 10-lap event was 2 minutes 24.49. A big field of cars for the modified sedans feature race at Claremont tonight. Inside of the front row is Kenny Melvin. Outside him is Mark Fone in the 0 car. Troy Brook in the 15, and John Purser in the big Commodore, the number 9 car outside. The 7 car is Claremont's Ben Ellerman. And outside him, a man to watch out for in this field and in this event, the Claremont number 7, Ben Ellerman, and Greg Freeman. Should be a terrific duel once those guys get past the slower cars at the front, and that's meaning no disrespect to Purser and Mark Fone, but Ellerman and Freeman really are the hard chargers in this division, Ross Dunkerton.
Yeah, Mark Fone is the man that's leading them away at this stage of the game. Troy Brook in second place, but there's a whole heap of them right behind Brook. But it's still Mark Fone in car 0 doing it nicely as he sets it up to go through Fowl House for the first time. Then we've got Brook. A bit further back there is Ben Ellerman, and back in the pack is Greg Freeman. Freeman will be making a move very shortly. Back to the race leader, Mark Fone. Throws the car sideways or diving underneath. Looks like Troy Brook in car number 15. He's going too wide. Brook's right on his hammer now. This will be interesting as they come up to Fowl House. It's still Mark Fone leading the pack, but car number 15, Troy Brook, is having a bit of a challenge.
But in the meantime, look at Ellerman. Ellerman on the underside of Brook. Brook's got the drive line out there. We'll get more traction, but Ellerman doing it very well, charging extremely hard. Now, Brook comes down onto him to force him to make the move, and Brook eases out in front of him once again. That has allowed Freeman to close up on position 3.
Well, it's quite an interesting race here with 3 laps to go. Second, third, fourth and fifth. Very, very tight, but Mark Bowen still holding the race lead. Ellerman is there, and car number 7. Ellerman is still in third place. Freeman's up there with him as well. Have a look at this. It's a tight race there for the minor placings, but still there's Mark Bowen out in the lead. And here comes Ellerman touching as they come round. The boys are actually having a big hammer there, and there's smoke coming out of Troy Brook's car at this stage of the game as they come through. 1 lap to go here at Claremont Speedway. What a great race this is with Mark Bowen still in the lead. Troy Brook fighting out there for second place. Ben Ellerman on the inside. This is going to be the teller. Half a lap to go as they come around for the final turn. Out of turn 4, it's still Mark Bowen going to take the checkered flag. Troy Brook is right behind. A great race from Ben Ellerman. Tell you what, the modified boys put on a great race there, Dave.
They did indeed. And Mark Bone really had most of the work done for him, with no disrespect to him. Had a lot of the work done for him by those who held Freeman and Element out of the second position. But Mark Bone, all credit to him. You can only drive as you're allowed. He was allowed to stay up front without much of a challenge, and he's taken the feature race over 10 laps. And his fastest lap, 20.73. Not bad times. Here's the feature race for the World Series Sprint Cars, round 2 at Claremont Speedway. And a field of 16, fantastic field. Brooke Tatnall will have the inside of the front row. Makes a leap from the 4-wide salute. In the red car, the Shell Helix car, number 8 from New South Wales. Outside him will be Donny Schatz from the USA. From North Dakota, Ron Cricky from Bunbury in 3, Pino Priolo in 4, Brad Hayward from New South Wales in 5, Jamie Maiolo from Bunbury in 6. Behind them, Drew Cruck from Queensland, Ryan Farrell, Skip Jackson, the defending champion. Great to see him out there on the inside of the 4th row in the 71 car for Skilled Engineering. Skip Jackson took a nasty tumble, but he's okay. Trevor Green is outside of him. And behind them, Peter Smith from South Australia, Darren Jensen from Queensland, Peter Murphy from New South Wales, a man who's had a lot of experience racing in the United States of America. Marty Perovich outside him. Then Max Dumsney and Chaz Calandro, the 2 drivers who finished 1st and 2nd in the B main to qualify for a start in the main field. Max Dumsney, a multiple champion at all levels of sprint car racing, but has never won a feature race here at Claremont. The general pulls to the infield. This is a war of attrition, Ross Duncan, and a 30-lap journey.
Well, mate, there's 11,000 horsepower circulating there, and they're away.
Skip Jackson is in the field, the defending champion, but the Phantom, Brooke Tatnall, gets the jump at the start. Chaz Calandro goes with him. They're through the first corner safely, but by the time the tail of the field is through the first corner, by Jingos, Brooke Tatnall and Chaz Calandro halfway through the first lap.
No, Ryan Farrell hit the fence.
Yes, he has.
Ryan Farrell. Ryan Farrell with it?
It is Ryan. That'll bring us our very first restart. Ryan Farrell, who started from position number 8. He won 2 heats tonight, and he may have put himself out of contention, along with Darren Jensen from Queensland. The 2 of them had it coming together, so we have the race brought to a complete halt. So this is what happened. Ryan Farrell, going into turn 3, has had it coming together with the wall of all things, and Darren Jensen nowhere to go. Into the side, bit in the dirt, over it goes. Nobody hurt, fortunately, but they're going to have to work very hard to get Jensen's car fixed in the short time they have allowed for a restart. So a full 30-lap restart for the World Series Sprint Cars feature race at Claremont Speedway, and the 2 cars involved in that crash that brought the race to a halt are back in the event. Darren Jensen in the 75 car, they got a new wing onto his car, and Ryan Farrell, there's the 75 car for Darren Jensen, and Ryan Farrell, the blue car, at the rear of the field. They're the 2 cars that caused the accident, so they take the rear of the field. As I said, a full 30-lap restart. Brooke Tatnall on the inside of the front row, and Chaz Calandro started all over again.
Well, as they come round, have a look at this for action as they go down. It's Brooke Tatnall doing the job as he goes down past the timing marker, and it's Schatz there sitting in 2nd place. The American will be showing what he's made of very shortly. We have a spin there, car number 8 from South Australia. Are the lights going on? No, they're not.
Peter Smith, no, they've kept it running. Peter Smith did very well to keep the engine ticking over.
He certainly did. Back to the race. It's Brooke Tatnall in car number 8. Schatz from America right on his hammer in car number 2 as they go down the back straight once again, and it's Brooke Tatnall coming around doing a nice job as he runs out half-track high, sets the car up. He knows that he can set into a pace now. He's got a nice drive there. He's been driving very, very well tonight, and he has got the lead and doing it comfortably here at Claremont Speedway. Have a look at this. He's moving out, getting even further ahead of the American, but already he's starting to catch the rear of the field. This guy is on fire.
Brooke Tatnall, who of course inherited some of his skill, I guess, from his very famous dad, George Tatnall. He's won this entire series twice before, 94, 95 and 95, 96. Now he's got a bit of driving work to do as he comes up on Pete Smith, who spun but got back on the track. So within 4 laps, they've got passing traffic.
Well, it's very heavy going here. He's going to make his right decision. He's going to make sure he times his pass correctly. And the guy's been around a long time, so he'll know coming up to slower cars once again. Goes for an outside run, dives back into the inside of the field, up over the curve. He's going to take him on this time as he goes down the back straight. He'll go for the inside run. There he goes. And pass through the slower traffic. Right behind him is the American. The American's biding his time. The American is a full-time professional race driver in the United States and is a very, very successful driver. Over there, you can win $100,000 US for one race. And these guys are racing tonight. The pressure is on because Hayward is still out there. He's starting to move through the field, but Brooke Tatnall is the man in the lead. Orange lights are on.
We've got a red flag. The car over on the other side there. Just trying to pick the number. There's Marty Perovic. His car's a fair mess. His car is a real mess. The marshals are on the scene very quickly. He's moving around inside the car, so he's okay. Now, this is what happened as they went into the back straight out of turn 2, coming together between the 2 cars, the 52 and the 11. Perovic goes off, rolls out of screen. Murphy, look at that, for a ride on the wild side. Now, Murphy appears to be okay, but Perovic, they are taking some time to get him out of the car. And the St John ambulance crew and the Claremont Speedway medical crew are on the scene. So a 22-lap restart now in the feature race, round 2 of the World Series Sprintcars. Brooke Tatnall has position 1, Donnie Schatz. North Dakota, USA has position 2, Ron Cricky in 3. Trevor Green from South Australia in 4. There's the restart, past the Wish's Hat in the back straight, 22 laps to run, and Brooke Tatnall, the Phantom, 2-time defending World Series, or 2-time winner, I should say, of the World Series of Sprint Cars. The last time in 95, 96. Would love to do it again and start with a win here in round 2.
And as they go down, it's Brooke Tatnall doing it well, but Donnie Schatz is hanging in there. Donnie Schatz, full-time professional race driver in the States, and also Brooke Tatnall spends a fair bit of time over there racing. So these guys have a lot of race miles under their belt. Further back to the West Australian Bunbury Bullet, Ron Cricky in 95, and then further back is Trevor Green. Back to the race leader, it's Brooke Tatnall coming down the main straight, going into Foul House and out of turn 2. Donnie Schatz is not making any moves on him at this stage of the game, but they've got a long way to go. 19 laps, 19 grueling laps here at Claremont Speedway. Brooke Tatnall in car number 2. Donnie Schatz going through there with the big Toyota on the fin. This man is a very, very professional race driver. In fact, both drivers out there know exactly what they're doing. They're actually racing to a plan, and Brooke Tatnall goes out of shot, followed by Donnie Schatz. There goes Ron Cricky.
And the man up in the 4th place now is Drew Crook from Queensland. But still the man who leads this race is the Phantom in the number 8 car. Driving for Shell Helix, it's Brooke Tatnall. Donnie Schatz in the West Australian number 2 car in 2nd place at the moment. And they'll just be biding their time. There'll be a lot of traffic to pass over the remaining 14 or 15 laps.
14:17s they're circulating in. That's a pretty reasonable time. Down here at Claremont Speedway, it's Brooke Tatnall coming through, and he's coming up to the slower traffic already. He's making his way through, and car number 8 is just sitting in front of him there from South Australia. So I tell you what, it looks like Donnie Schatz has made his move up on him, and it's going to be very close as they come through. He's been slowed by the South Australian car. Schatz is on his hammer. There's plenty of action here, and oh, have a look at that. Schatz has gone round the outside, and he's taken the lead. The American champion is in the lead.
He just sat and watched that and waited for Brooke Tatnall to overcommit to the inside pass.
Well, that's what racing's all about, Dave. These guys are true professionals. They race 4 or 5 times a week over in the States. This guy is one of the best as he comes down the main straight once again. I tell you what, I don't think Brooke Tatnall's going to catch him. Schatz has got the victory in his sights, but heavy traffic as he comes up now down past the timing marker.
So Chaz Calandro is the next man to pass. 2 Castrol cars side by side. Calandro did the right thing, the South Australian, drifted out, let him through underneath. Now he's got some more work to do. Tatnall's following him up. He's taken Philandro as well. But it's Donny Schatz from North Dakota coming up now on the 75 car. And that's driven by Darren Jensen of Queensland, the man who had a spill earlier tonight.
Well, I'm sure the drivers would have calculated how long it would have taken for Schatz to catch him, because he was the guy that won in Kalgoorlie 3 nights ago and did a fine job. So these drivers would know that very shortly they'll be catched by this American champion. There he goes, Donny Schatz. Probably the fastest driver we've ever seen here at Claremont Speedway, and he's done a fine job coming through a slower traffic there. He dives on the underneath, once again coming out into the back straight.
And in fact, the man he's about to pass now, Brad Haywood, a former winner of this series. Haywood there in the New South Wales car, number 46, and Schatz goes through inside him on turn 4.
He knows exactly what he's doing as he comes down into turn 1 and out of turn 2 and down the back straight once again. And there he is in the Toyota car. We've just missed him for a minute. Schatz is coming round down the main straight once again. He's getting quite away from Brooke Tatnall. Brooke Tatnall is trying to hold on to second place, hoping there'll be a restart. And there's the gap. They just saw it on the screen, at least 100 metres. Brooke Tatnall is doing the job as he comes into the main straight. Once again, there he comes, Brooke Tatnall, at least 100 metres behind. As I said, hoping for a restart. Can't do anything about the American at this stage.
So there are 4 laps to go, coming down to 3 laps as he goes past the start-finish line again this time. He has 3 laps of this Claremont Speedway, this famous dirt track to go. And he'll win the feature race here tonight unless something untoward happens now. He's got Trevor Green in front of him. He may not need to pass him. If he gets past Green, he'll have to go past Max Dumsley as well. But at the moment, it's Schatz well and truly in control. He's lapping in sub-15s consistently now. And Tatnall is not making any time on him at the moment, even though there's no traffic to pass.
Well, you can see the quality of drivers that this man is passing. You know, Max Dumsley, he's no slouch. This guy is absolutely burning here with 1 lap to go. It's going to be the American by a country mile. What a great drive from the man from the United States. And he comes down the main straight to the last. Whoa!
The fireworks have gone off.
Hey, what a great race. I nearly jumped out of the seat here as they went through and the firecrackers went. And Brooke Tatnall in a fine second place. Well, there he is, the fastest man round Claremont Speedway tonight to take out the main feature race for the World Sprint Car Series.
Last 22 laps in 5:17.28. So first place goes to Donny Schatz. Second place there tonight went to Brooke Tatnall from New South Wales. And third place, I think you'll find, was Ron Cricky from Bunbury, who got up for the minor prize money, but no doubting our winner.
Well, I tell you what, thanks to people here at Claremont Speedway. Put on a great race. I've had a lot of fun over here. Tell you what, I race for a living, but I come over here for fun, and I'm glad all the Australians take care of us. Castrol, Toyota, Genuine Parts. If it weren't for them people, we wouldn't be here right now, and them are the people that won this race tonight, not me.
So very, very happy Donny Schatz, and Con Migro, he really did it extremely well, that pass on Brooke Tatnall.
Oh, consummate professional. In fact, every race he's raced in Australia, in last season and this season, he's been on the dais every time, so he's a fantastic driver. And a good result too for Shane Cricky, who's been battling an illness. That's his car, he prepared it, his team. It was a great result all round, wasn't it, really? Yeah, it was good for WA and good for West Australian Speedway, and in particular for young Shane. And I think that's just great that they put a lot of money into the effort, and it's 2 wins out of 2 starts, not bad.
Now, for our television viewers on this program, the next meeting at Claremont Speedway is another big one.
Yes, we have Danny Lasowski, the world's #1 driver, young Brad Furr from California, and of course Rodney Hannigan, who was the lap record holder here at Claremont. So 3 great Americans, and we're having Phil Marsh from South Australia, the Australian champion. So that's going to be a huge meeting.
Well, with any luck, your voice will have recovered by then.
Hopefully.
Thanks very much, Con. We'll see you next week. Don't forget, of course, every Friday night is Speedway night, and this is the last season at historic Claremont. Our thanks to Ross Duncan for joining us in commentary tonight. We'll catch you next time.